Right now, live at 5, COVID concerns are rising after Minnesota and Wisconsin see cases closing in on early pandemic heights. Plus,
locked but not loaded. How one man plans to keep kids safe.
And later, the homeless population in Ashland is growing, and now community members are coming together to make sure everyone has a place to go.
You're watching Live at 5 on Live Local CBS3.
Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Kristen Bakke. St. Luke's representatives announced today the provider is canceling certain surgeries as the hospital copes with extremely high patient numbers. They're postponing all non-urgent and non-emergency surgeries that require an overnight stay. They say it will impact fewer than 20 people this week and will help them care for their sickest patients. The hospital says nearly every other care center in the state is facing similar challenges. And part of that influx in patients is because COVID cases across the state continue to rise, and Minnesota is seeing the highest number of new cases in one day since last December. The state reported almost 4,000 new cases of COVID-19. St. Louis County reported 161 new cases, Itasca reported 59, and Carlton reported 24. Lake and Cook counties both reported cases in the single digits. Another 40 deaths were also reported, making Tuesday the largest number of deaths reported in a single day since mid-January. And the situation isn't much better in Wisconsin. The state reported over 3,500 new cases Monday, which is the most recent reported data. They also have reported 11 new COVID-related deaths. Minnesota's governor is calling on lawmakers to pass new measures to slow the pandemic's fourth wave. Governor Tim Walz says the ideas came from conversations with healthcare, education, and long-term care workers. The measures include vaccine and testing requirements for teachers and school staff, notifying parents when there's a COVID case at their child's school, offering rapid testing to students, and mask requirements. Walz is also calling for measures to address hospital capacity. He said it's unacceptable there are kids in the ICU with COVID when there are effective ways to prevent the spread, but everyone needs to do their part.
The two most effective things that we can do, especially for our kids on this, is get them tested early and wear the mask. And of course, the single most important thing we can do is continue to take the vaccines.
The governor's plan was met with pushback by Republican state lawmakers. Walz says he's open to their ideas, but doing nothing means people could die and schools could shut down. He asked lawmakers to pass the prevention measures during a special session intended to also decide how to distribute $250 million in hazard pay for frontline workers. Here's a live look from Capitol Hill as Senate Republicans have put forth a proposal for a limited debt ceiling increase into December as Congress tries to avoid possible default later this month. Skylar Henry is on Capitol Hill with more.
Senate Democrats will bring up a procedural vote today on a House-passed bill to suspend the federal debt limit, though Republicans are expected to block it.
Republican obstruction on the debt ceiling over the last few weeks has been reckless. It's been irresponsible.
The majority has known for 3 months that show votes like this would go nowhere.
Senate Republican leaders say they are willing to support a limited debt ceiling increase into December with a fixed dollar amount in order to give the Democrats time to pass a longer-term measure using the reconciliation process. The Biden administration has warned inaction could cause the Treasury to run out of money to pay its bills after October 18th.
This would be a catastrophic outcome.
Over at the White House, President Biden and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen discussed the debt ceiling with business leaders.
It's a meteor headed to crash into our economy. We should all want to stop it.
President Biden has expressed he's open to Senate Democrats using the so-called nuclear option to raise the debt limit. That would suspend the 60-vote threshold needed to pass a measure with only Democrat support.
But moderate Senate Democrat Joe Manchin has signaled he doesn't support doing away with the filibuster.
The only thing I can say at this time to Leader Schumer and to Minority Leader McConnell is please lead.
Congressional Democrats also remain split on a major social spending bill, even after President Biden dropped his target price range down to $2 trillion. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Capitol Hill.
Today, Senator Joe Manchin reiterated his top price tag on the social spending bill is $1.5 trillion. Ashland could soon have a brand new resource for some of its most vulnerable residents. Last week, the city approved grant money for an organization to build a homeless shelter. The shelter will be built along Highway 2 in a space currently occupied by the Ashland Motel. It will provide resources for those experiencing homelessness to help them get back on their feet. The city hopes the new shelter can provide an upgrade to its current system, which gives homeless individuals and families a one-night voucher to stay in a hotel. Mayor Deborah Lewis says the goal is to provide more permanent solutions.
It's meant to be a place for people to be and have access to supportive services to help them address the reasons that they're homeless.
The organization aims to have the shelter operating by the end of the year. With hunting and shooting as popular as they are here in the Northland, many of us are no stranger to having guns in the home. In fact, according to the nationwide children's organization, 1 in 3 families have at least one gun in the house. But that can come at a risk. That same organization reports 40% of accidental shooting deaths among kids ages 11 to 14 happen in a friend's home. CBS3's Abigail Smith introduces us to a Duluth man whose unique invention aims to prevent tragedies like that from ever happening again.
For 3 years, Gregory Walgren has been inventing a new gun safety lock called Task Lock. It's made to be fully functional while being safe and secure.
He recently received a patent for his design. He says he wanted to bring awareness to more gun safety around children and teenagers when guns are in the house, as he thinks about his own grandchildren's safety. His new lock doesn't wrap around the gun, but rests inside it, allowing people to practice and push all the buttons without ammunition. He hopes this will help encourage people to want to use locks instead of just feeling like they should.
The sweet thing about this lock is you get this long cable, you just slide it right onto the barrel length, clip it off, and you're done after it's attached.
Walgren says because it allows the gun to function and decreases the wear and tear on a gun that some old gun locks cause, he says it should encourage everyone to use it. So when the little ones get their hands on a gun and start pulling triggers, he says there's nothing to fear.
Walgren stresses the importance of taking every measure necessary to keep kids and young adults safe from any firearm accidents.
Thank you, Abigail. Tonight at 10, we'll hear from the Superior Police Department about more tips for keeping your kids safe if you have guns in the home. Dave is here for our first check of the weather. Dave, I took the dogs out for a walk this morning. It was a beautiful, beautiful morning.
So you didn't have any fog up towards Hibbing, Chisholm area?
No, we did not.
Boy, by the lake, it was pretty foggy. And on that note, the fog made for beautiful views for folks watching a national TV show this morning. They went live from Split Rock Lighthouse, and Hayes Scriven, the director of that historic place, even lit up to cut through the fog the famous lighthouse that usually only gets lit up to commemorate the Edmund Fitzgerald. So, gorgeous this morning despite the fog. Your neck of the woods, gorgeous without the fog. That's the neat thing about our area. No matter what kind of weather we got, it's still a great place. Well, what kind of weather we're getting here over the next couple of days could be rainy weather as a pair of lows from the west work towards us, and one from the south may try to bubble up as well. So we got the triple whammy coming to call. Despite all that, though, I don't think rain totals are going to be that impressive, and chances aren't that fantastic to start with. Thursday, it's a 20 to 30% chance, but could double once we get into Friday, and I'll talk about that in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Still to come on Live at 5, come celebrate fall in Aurora this weekend. More on the community's pumpkin fun lineup as we take you around the Northland after the break.
You're watching Live at 5 with Kristen Vaki and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live Local CBS 3.
Whatever your water worry, Culligan Water can help. From value-priced softeners to the world's best and even salt-free. No one has more solutions than Culligan to customize the best filtration for your home. The only water that comes with a van. Contact Culligan, the local water experts.
Heart attacks and strokes happen, even in the midst of COVID-19. And at least one will occur while you're watching this. Heart attacks and strokes are medical emergencies. If you experience symptoms of a heart attack or stroke, do not delay seeking care. Call 911 immediately. hospitals are prepared and can safely treat you. Visit cdc.gov/coronavirus to learn more.
Mining. It's a part of Minnesota's history that affects everyone in the Northland still to this day. From environmental issues to economics and so much more. Join me, Kristen Bakke, every Tuesday for Eye on Mining, a fair and unbiased report that answers the tough questions surrounding the world of mining.
Eye on Mining with Kristen Bakke. Tuesdays at 10 only on Live Local CBS3. Brought to you by Range Regional Airport.
I remember my son was going to grow up without a father.
I didn't think someone at 23 could be diagnosed with breast cancer.
I was probably the healthiest I had been in my life.
Early detection of a melanoma saved my life.
I survived testicular cancer because of early detection.
I survived cancer not once but twice because of early detection.
During the pandemic, you may have delayed or canceled routine cancer screenings. It's time to get those appointments back on the books. Early detection saves lives.
This message brought to you by the National Association of Broadcasters and this station.
When we talk about quality journalism, we're not talking about a once-in-a-while thing. Our team of experienced award-winning journalists has one goal: to tell the most compelling, honest, and accurate stories that impact you and your community. Because this is our home, too. Live Local CBS3.
Welcome back to the CBS3 News, live at 5. Here's a live look at the William A. Irvin, which will be hosting the haunted ship Terror in the Twin Ports. The Halloween attraction opens tomorrow for the first time in several years. Fright fans can take the tour Thursday through Friday nights for the rest of October. Tickets start at $15. Dave will be in with your forecast in just a few minutes, but first, let's take a look around the region. A market in Superior is wrapping up its summer season this weekend, and a 4-day trail run kicks off tomorrow in Mercer. All of that and more as we take you around the Northland, city by city. We start in Aurora, Minnesota tonight, where they are gearing up to celebrate fall this weekend. Celebrate Aurora is hosting Pumpkin Fest this Saturday at the local community center. The day will be full of events for the whole family, including a vendor's market, kids games, and of course, a pumpkin carving contest. Additionally, the Aurora Public Library will be hosting a quilt show. Admission to Pumpkin Fest is free, and we will have a link on our website for more information. Next, we head to Superior, where the local Trader Show is calling it a season. The Douglas County Traders Village is wrapping up the summer sales season this Saturday by pulling out all the stops. There will be more than 4 dozen vendors at this farmers market and craft vendor extravaganza. Located at the head of the Lakes Fairgrounds, the Trader Village occurs a few times over the summer, with this weekend being the fall wrap-up. They won't be hosting another event until the Mistletoe Market in December. And we wrap up in Mercer, Wisconsin tonight, where the community will be celebrating fall while enjoying the local ATV trails this weekend. The Pumpkin Run starts tomorrow and will run through Sunday. Activities for the rest of the week include a multi-day poker run and a multi-division tractor pull. Then on Saturday night, the whole family is invited to the Great Pumpkin Parade and Pumpkin Party taking place in downtown. To register for the Pumpkin Run or for more information, we'll have a link on our website. If there's something going on in your neighborhood that you think we should know about, send us an email and it might be featured as we go around the Northland city by city. Still to come on Live at 5, it's the Great Pumpkin Duluth. To see the big delivery getting the Lake Superior Zoo ready for spooky season, coming up in a few minutes.
6 days into October, we're now about 1/3 of an inch shy for rain, but starting tomorrow and lasting to perhaps Sunday, we've got a chance of getting that and perhaps even a little bit more. We'll talk about our rainy odds and what temperature trends will be like coming up after the break.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC. I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
Okay, Dad. 1, 2, 3. You saved me. Dad?
Are you okay?
I'm fine, dear.
Your hero needs you now, and AARP is here to help.
Find the care guides you need at aarp.org/caregiving.
Epilepsy can affect anyone with a brain.
It does not discriminate.
If you have a brain,
you can get epilepsy.
But here's something that's just as important to know.
Anyone with a brain can affect epilepsy.
So let's use our brains to do just that.
Let's change the way people think about epilepsy.
To find cures.
Because if all of us can get epilepsy,
all of us
can end epilepsy.
We just need to use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains.
Let's use our brains to end epilepsy.
Be a little bit brave. Don't ever be afraid to.
We got a couple questions.
Do you think it's time for schools to reopen?
There is some positive breaking news.
We've got a lot of important new information for you and your family.
Find the home of your dreams with Homes by Edmunds. Whether you're buying or selling, trust Duluth's oldest real estate company, Homes by Edmunds, LLP. Sunday mornings at 10:30 on CBS3.
If you love them enough to crawl into a play place to get them to come down, then surely you'll check nhtsa.gov/the right seat to make sure they're in the right car seat.
Now, the CBS3 Duluth WEATHERMAX forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, another night, another fog advisory, but over the last 3 nights, the zone covered by the advisory has been getting a little bit smaller, at least on land. The exception is now all of Lake Superior is covered by tonight's advisory, so if you're going boating, and with temperatures the way they are, it's probably not that out of the question. Well, hope you have radar because it's going to be a little bit foggy out there, indeed, to put it lightly. As far as the inland areas go, tonight's fog advisory goes, of course, until 10 o'clock in the morning as usual, and runs from Carleton County up towards the head of the lakes here, and then runs up the North Shore. Looks like Wisconsin and the UP off the hook for this go-around. And the way things come around, like they did today, odds are tomorrow afternoon we go back towards the sunny side of life, even closer to the lake. So, you know, that always happens by lakeside communities this time of year, doesn't it? As temperature and dew point get closer together as we start to swap out the seasons. Well, right now in Duluth, of course, you can see it's gray and foggy by the lake. Current temp at the airport up over the hill is 62. 84% is our relative humidity, and an easterly southeasterly wind is running 8 miles per hour. Barometric pressure, just like the past couple of days, is on the higher side thanks to a weak grip of high pressure in our region. Not high enough to put down all the clouds or the fog, but high enough to keep most rain at bay until tomorrow. That's when things will change up, and a gaggle of lows will gang up against us to bring us some rain chances through the weekend. Current temps, mid to upper 60s in the Upper Peninsula, anywhere from 59 by the lake in Superior for Wisconsin to as warm as 71 down towards Hayward, Cable, and Trego. Minnesota numbers are similar, 58 by the lake in Grand Marais to as warm as 70 in Moose Lake, and 73 degrees even in International Falls. That's the way the temperatures have rolled this week and probably will continue to roll through our weekend. All right, let's now start our Doppler look down to the south, where a new low pressure system has brewed up for our friends in the deep south. And this is one of 3 low pressure systems that will try to affect our rain over the weekend. It's reaching its northern fringes up towards our area, and that in conjunction with our departing high of the past couple of days and 2 more small lows from the west give us our rain chance that again starts on Thursday with a 20 to 30% chance. But it picks up towards 50% or so for Saturday and Friday, and then falls apart on Sunday, and we get drier conditions coming back into our area probably by Monday. But for the weekend, indeed, the main player will be these 2 lows with that rain chance that could run about a ½ inch to even an inch spread over 4 days. So it's like a 1/4 of an inch a day. Forecast tonight for Minnesota. Low temps will be on the mild side. They'll be in the 50s across the board with a mostly cloudy sky. Wisconsin and the UP with a partly cloudy sky, just a hair cooler, lower 50s there. For tomorrow in Wisconsin and Michigan, partly sunny, 30% rain chance, high temps up towards 70. The normal is 58. Minnesota numbers, mid-60s by the lake, close to 70 inland, 20% chance for rain on that side of our region, but it does perk up to 50% for Friday and for Saturday, then falls down to 40% for Sunday, Kristen. That in turn is followed by sunshine returning on Monday with temperatures in the lower 60s, which is still going to be about 5 degrees warmer than normal.
Yeah, I feel like we've lucked out this October. I actually saw a photo I must have taken a couple of years ago. There was some snow on the ground. So we can always look at the bright side, right?
Yeah, wasn't it October 27th, just 2 years ago or so, we had that huge blizzard?
I think that's right.
Of course, the 27th is still coming.
That's
we'll see
true.
How that
There's
rolls.
still time. Thanks, Dave. A heads up to drivers. The Oliver Bridge will be closed from 8:30 to 4:30 both today and tomorrow for a scheduled inspection. The bridge spans the St. Louis River at Minnesota Highway 39 and Wisconsin Highway 105. All equipment will be removed from the bridge and it will be reopened to traffic in the evenings. Closure signs will remain in place until the inspection work is completed. Well, things are about to get spooky at Duluth's Lake Superior Zoo. The attraction is preparing for its annual Boo at the Zoo event. First things first, decor. It wouldn't be Halloween at the zoo without a giant pumpkin. And today, local gardener Danny Tanner delivered the colossal squash. It's symbolic for the start of spooky season and the annual event. Boo at the Zoo offers trick-or-treating, food trucks, a pumpkin patch, games and activities, and much more. It's happening every Saturday during the month of October. It's that time of the show where we get to talk about adoptable pets, and today's pet comes to us from Humane Society of Douglas County. This is Jacob. He is a 10-year-old Mastiff mix looking for a foster home. Our friends at the shelter tell us he is a very sweet and friendly companion who is also very well behaved. Additionally, they say he might be a little bit older, but he loves to play. If you would like to set up an appointment to adopt Jacob, you can call the number on your screen. Still to come, the Department of Justice will be returning to the sex abuse investigation of a former USA Gymnastics doctor after new evidence is brought to light. We'll have more on that after the break.
A Northlander created an innovative way to keep kids safe from guns.
A couple of dry days have come and gone. Now some rain could be coming to town, and we'll talk about when.
Tonight at 6 on CBS3.
Eric Paulson here from Discover Wisconsin. Join me and the rest of the crew every week on this station for all things Wisconsin. Continue the adventure on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and discoverwisconsin.com. And don't forget to subscribe to the Cabin Podcast, available wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts.
Hurricane Ida hit Louisiana hard. The people there, their families, and businesses have a long road to recovery. And now it's time for each of us to help lift up Louisiana. Text IDA to 51555 and donate to the Salvation Army relief efforts as they provide relief to those impacted by Hurricane Ida. Learn more at CBS3Duluth.com or the CBS3 News app. Live, local, CBS3, helping lift up Louisiana.
Calling all Bulldogs. Do you consider yourself a diehard UMD Bulldog fan? Send a picture of you or you and your crew all decked out in your Bulldog attire for a chance to be the My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week. Follow the My9 Sports Facebook page and post your pictures there to be entered into our weekly random drawings. Each Fan of the Week will be showcased in our My9 Sports UMD Athletics Broadcast of the Week. The My9 Sports Bulldog Fan of the Week is brought to you by the Duluth Tap Exchange.
Sports are my passion and the love of my life. And when you watch a sportscast, the biggest compliment that I get is that you seem so excited about what you're talking about. And that's not an act for me. Who doesn't want to see someone, deliver their news in a fun way? So if you love it, I love it. You're gonna see the authenticity that I think I bring.
Watch Sports with Kelly Hinseth weeknights on Live Local CBS3.
School visits are an important part of kind of being part of the community outside of the TV station here. When I was in 6th grade, that's when I learned meteorology was it for me. Being on the other side of that now, for me being able to kind of pursue that, it's important for me to then be able to get back into the community. If I can go into a classroom and get just one person who was interested or just one person who, leaves there knowing like, wow, I learned something new today. For me, I did my job, and that means a lot to me.
Watch meteorologist Caitlin Moffett weekdays at 5 a.m.
Get ready, y'all. Start spreading the news. We're taking show on the road and kicking off a new season in NYC. Big shows, big stars, and big surprises. We're going big in the Big Apple. Well, that works too. From Central Park to Coney Island, I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
CBS3 News is brought to you by Villa Marina Health and Rehabilitation Center.
The Justice Department is making a surprise return to the sex abuse investigation of former USA Gymnastics Dr. Larry NASSAR, announcing a review of the decision not to charge 2 FBI agents. Jeff Pegues is at the Justice Department.
The victims did not receive the response or the protection that they deserved.
In a Senate hearing Tuesday, Deputy Attorney General Lisa Monaco told lawmakers the Department of Justice was revisiting its decision not to criminally charge 2 former agents involved in the Larry NASSAR sexual abuse investigation.
But I do want the committee, and frankly, I want the survivors to understand how exceptionally seriously we take this issue.
They had legal, legitimate evidence of child abuse and did nothing.
The announcement came just 3 weeks after an emotional Senate hearing in which former USA gymnasts responded to a report released by the DOJ's Office of the Inspector General. That report concluded that FBI agents at the Indianapolis field office repeatedly failed to properly handle key components of the NASSAR investigation in 2015, including failure to notify local and state officials about the allegations and giving incomplete and inaccurate information about their handling of the case to internal FBI investigators.
We suffered and continue to suffer because no one at FBI, USAG, or the USOPC did what was necessary to protect us.
But Monaco's testimony has given former U.S. Olympic gymnast and NASSAR abuse victim Jessica Howard hope for real justice.
I truly was in shock. It's one of the first times that somebody from the government at that level has taken responsibility. There might actually be consequences. And that in and of itself gave me an inner security that I have not had this entire time. These institutions need to learn that no one is above the law.
The attorney representing several NASSAR victims, John Manley, released a statement calling the announcement long overdue. We reached out to the FBI agents involved in the original investigation. We have yet to hear back. Jeff Pegues, CBS News, Washington.
USA Gymnastics first reported the allegations against NASSAR to the FBI's field office in Indianapolis in 2015. He was not sentenced until 2018.
Coming up on this busy news day, terror at a Texas school, the school shooting that left 4 injured, including a pregnant teacher, and the manhunt that followed. Plus, holiday in jeopardy, the toy store owner who says her stock of Hot Wheels and Barbies will sell out before Christmas as shipments are stuck at sea. What's causing the backlog? And the latest on the new vaccine mandates across the country. That's all coming up right here on the CBS Evening News.
CBS3 closed captioning is brought to you by Essentia Health. 1 in 8 women will be diagnosed with breast cancer. Regular mammograms can help find it early. Schedule yours today.
As we finish up another baseball season, I recently finished an extensive window replacement project on my home. I worked with your home improvement company and they hit it out of the park. For your next window, door, bathroom, or roofing project, get the quality and service you deserve with the Midwest's largest full-service home improvement company. Your home improvement company is my home improvement company, and they should be yours too. Contact them today for a free estimate on your next home project.
Villa Marina Health and Rehabilitation Center is a beautiful one-level facility in Superior, Wisconsin, with 24-hour skilled nursing care. With a 5-star rating by Medicare, you can expect high-quality care. We offer a variety of services, including restorative care after a hospital stay, intensive rehabilitative therapy care after surgery, or long-term care for those who are no longer able to handle the necessities of daily life on their own. To learn more, call or visit Villa Marina Health Center in Superior.
Hi, Gail King here, inviting you to join us every morning right here on CBS. We'll have the important stories and the interviews, all the news that matters really, and best of all, we'll have a good time together. We like to do that. And now you can find us anytime you want on the new Paramount Plus app. So We'll see you every morning right here on CBS. I thought that was pretty good.
When we talk about quality journalism, we're not talking about a once-in-a-while thing. Our team of experienced award-winning journalists has one goal: to tell the most compelling, honest, and accurate stories that impact you and your community. Because this is our home, too. Live, local, CBS3.
We're kicking off a new season in NYC. I'm putting the y'all in New York. You didn't even know it was there, but it is now.
Welcome back to the CBS 3 News Live at 5. Here's a live look from Canal Park on this Wednesday evening. Let's take a look back at today's top story and see what's coming up at 6. Tonight at 5, we learned the latest as St. Luke's Hospital announced today they will be postponing all non-urgent and non-emergency surgeries that require an overnight stay as they deal with a high number of patients, saying it should only affect around 20 patients this week. And tonight at 6, we introduce you to an unlikely duo who, through the years, has taken a seed of friendship and turned it into a 400-pound pumpkin. That story tonight. That's your news at 5. The CBS Evening News is next. We'll see you back here at 6.